For real. How many sessions do you usually get like every week?
Recording sessions, I've been trying to take less of just so I can keep up on mixes. I'll say probably about 5 to 10 a week, depending on mix queue. Sometimes it can be more. But yeah, I'd say probably between
Mm.
5 to 10 recording sessions a week.
Is that like average for like engineers?
It kind of all depends. Right now, I'm in more of the process of getting this studio here booked out to not only myself but other engineers and kind of expanding that. So
Okay.
getting this primarily booked has been a big focus for me as well. So it kind of depends. It kind of depends. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
which has been
All
cool.
right. Shit. Let's off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Mic Drop podcast. Your boy, I do. Follow us on all social media platforms. The link will be in the description down below. Got a special guest, Hefe.Mixed.It. Say what's up to the people, bro.
What's good, y'all? I appreciate you having me. Yeah, music has been awesome.
Facts. All right, so shit. Talk about like where you're from, what got you into doing music in the first place,
Of course.
stuff like that.
I grew up in Southern Oregon, in a pretty small town called Jacksonville, Oregon. Yeah, there's like 2,000 people in that town, and there's a small, kind of a bigger community called Medford, Oregon, where there wasn't a lot of music. I really kind of grew up playing more sports and doing kind of other things. And then as I grew up and kind of progressed, decided kind of found a career and a path. Starting through school, went to Cuesta College, and then went to Los Angeles Recording School, and came down here and have been blessed to work under some amazing mentors, work at some really cool studios, and be able to just kind of level up and keep motion. Uh, Been trying to really utilize modern technology using social media, AI, everything just to kind of
Yeah,
stay connected and can't get
yeah.
left behind. It's been working. It's been cool. It's been had a lot of support from the right places and been very
Okay.
grateful.
Okay. Who are some of those mentors that you would say are like have been like instrumental in you like getting to where
Uh,
you're
the,
at now?
the big one for me is a guy named Jaime Velez. When I first started and moved down here, I interned at a studio called Blackwood Studios, which
Mhm.
it was right when I moved down. That was kind of when I was super fresh. I didn't know really how LA worked, how to be professional, how to really move the correct way. And he is very credited and very talented. Has actually just went diamond the other day with the Chainsmoker song. And yeah, went there, and he's the head engineer at that studio with a couple other partners. And yeah, throughout the year we kind of became closer, and then when it was time, an artist asked me to go on tour along with them to kind of help out and do a lot of different things. And it was me and Jaime on tour, and during that, he really showed me a lot of stuff of just how to move and how to have the right mindset of how to move professionally, and which I
Mhm.
haven't really seen before. It's one thing to be able to record and make records sound good, but there's another thing to understand more of the game. And there's a lot of experience that he was able to talk to me about that really opened my eyes of how to do this and see that there is a plan, a path. I see how he did it. And yeah, it was very instrumental in me. I'm very grateful for him. We still stay in contact. Yeah, shout out to Jaime.
Shout out to him. Shout out
Fucking
to
go.
him for
For real,
sure.
go.
So like who are some like names that you've been able to like work with like since
um,
like being in LA?
Big in LA, I have an OGZ credit that has been pretty cool. We had a Kalen for real. I can pull up this list real quick. Sometimes these credits are kind of
Yeah.
hard.
Are you talking about the OGZ record with the baby?
Yeah, the Get Fly record was what's something I was able to work on.
Mm.
Um, that was cool. I was able to do some recording for OGZ, to add some chops and mixing stuff in there. Let's find
How are
this.
you able to get that placement?
That was linked through my guy Tony hooked me up with a guy named Rory through Paramount, and they called me in to do the session and was able to link, record with them. Actually went out to YG's house after, stayed in contact with Rory and did a couple sessions out there. Cool house out there. Yeah, let's see. OGZ the Baby, we had a Georgia Smith credit. Worked on Calling on My Phone by Lil TJ. Did some recording and mixing for Quavo, Stefflon Dunn. Mark Tuan, a super cool pop artist, did some mixing for PP Cocaine. Wally the Sensei out of LA. Bro's fire. If you're on chapter with Wally the Sensei, bro,
Okay,
you go
okay.
crazy.
You put me on. Okay.
Yeah, Wally's crazy. DC the Don, did some shit with Stink Team, Ralphie the Plug, Doughboy, Smoke Perp. We did a record for Peso Peso, did some mixing. Went on tour with Taylor Parks with Jaime. She's awesome. Check out her. She's one of the best songwriters in her career, and she's got a great voice. Dreezy, a rapper from Chicago, female rapper, did some stuff for Sad Frosty. Hi, my name is TJ3K. Yeah, and some more people on here. It's been cool. It's been successful. The credits are a little weird. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of everything. Not everything is like
got some big names on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I tried. The credits are a little weird. I try not to like really talk about them too much. I'd rather just like work. Rather just like I don't know. I don't like to have them on my bio or anything. I just would rather just work and just stay to it. Sometimes I feel like you see credits in a really weird way. Sometimes I don't even know what's real. I see people with some crazy ass names on there. I'm like, wait, what? I'd rather just hear the work and meet them and see the personality, especially with producers these days. I think that's a big thing. It's like credits are great, but like the work ethic is more important to me. Definitely. I don't know, like being able to communicate properly, be able to send proper stems, be able to do everything the right way. Mm-hmm. You could be a nobody, but like if you do it the right way, I want to lock in. I want to work. That's like it's rare these days. It seems like for people to move right.
Yeah. Who are some producers, engineers, maybe mastering engineers? Maybe I had Nicholas Data Porcel on a couple months ago. Who are some people that you personally just like to work with or you tap in with?
Producers that I really like, Time Machine is probably one of the best hip hop trap producers, and he's versatile. He's not even just like trap hip hop. I work with him a lot. I get sent stuff from a guy named Benji who just has some stuff with Young Boy. Honestly, what's worked well for me is after using social media, I have a beat email that just gets sent stuff to, and then artists hear stuff. If they like it, placement gets sent out. Contact the producer. So right now there's kind of a lot of overseas people that like Toxic, a guy from Russia, I believe. Amos, a guy from Canada. I don't know, a bunch of young cats from all over, like a guy from Persia, a guy from Turkey, a guy from Ukraine going through the war out there, still sending beat packs. Like, I don't know. And a lot of them are, I don't know. So a lot of like internet connections have been really cool for me. Engineering wise with mastering, $1 Million Snare is probably one of the best to go to. His sound is incredible. He's affordable. He's great communication. I mean, you don't want to look past that. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. When I was at Paramount, it's kind of where I started for a while. There's a good amount of people that I was able to interact with. Neil Hogue, Morning Estrada's over there. One of the big engineers I was able to kind of soak in some game. Aaron, the guy from Taylor Gang, and that was important as well. I think, soaking in game as you're kind of coming up through this industry is just unspoken. It is something you just have to do. And so by the time you're ready to kind of branch out and do your own independent thing, you've taken all these pieces and information from here, and here, and are able to apply it to your own path, your own plan.
Yeah. Okay. That was a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember that.
I cut out one more time. Say that one more time.
Okay, you worked with October, I think, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, actually, it's still one of my best friends, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. When I first moved down to LA, I started at Los Angeles recording school, and we were in one of the same classes, and like we used to skip class, go back to the home studio and record. And I consider him one of my best friends. He's supposed to come to the crib today and just smoke while doing some mixing. He's one of my best friends.
For real.
And he's really kind of taken off. We did a social media campaign for him that like really helped him boost up. He got over 100,000 followers, and he's able to just kind of progress and stay consistent. I'm excited to see the future for him. He's got some cool records coming out. Cool records.
Yeah, definitely. I interviewed him like a couple months ago too. He's very, very cool, chill dude, bro. Like he's really humble and shit. So
it's got a really good and everything.
Yeah. So what we'll say, because like this is like a question I like to ask like different engineers and stuff like that. Like, what's like the best way to get like bigger placements just as a up and coming like engineer or producer or stuff like that? What would you say is like the best way?
I'll stay consistent. Just every day you have to be ready for when it does come, when that opportunity does come. and then utilize social media, utilize your contacts, utilize people that you know are in the right place, and know the right way to approach people. I think that's also a really big one. Is you don't need to spam someone 15 times in an inbox to try to get a placement. Showing support in a different way over a longer, consistent time, and then being able to like create an actual connection where you're able to offer something. That goes a long ways, rather than just someone jumping in your inbox, calling you a bunch of times, filling up your text messages. That's the wrong way. The absolutely wrong way. If you can find a positive way to leave support, or like talk to someone for over a decent amount of time before you start asking for things, have something to offer, goes a long ways. Goes a really long ways.
And when you say have something to offer, like what exactly do you mean?
If it's just sending beats off top so that people can hear what they have. There's sometimes people will send like 15-second snippets and be like, yo, here's a beat pack, 15-second snippet. It's like nobody's ever going to work with that, because you're offering me nothing. That's nothing's going to help there. Linking you with an artist, doing some type of being able to offer something to the person you want something from. I don't know, like say like if someone's coming to me, hey, I need to book a studio. Let me book your studio. While we're there, is it okay if we're able to talk about placement? Can we talk about sending some beats? And then all of a sudden things are different because you're offering me something. You're bring business to my people, everything here, and then I will maybe I can bring an artist in to meet you. I hear some of your beats, I like them, I call somebody, and then things happen. Yeah. You offer something, you do something to make it worth it. You not just, hey, I need. It's like, no, it's a give and take. It's a give and take, especially when people are busy. Not everybody can just offer and give free game, do stuff all the time. You have to give and scratch people's back.
That's like me personally. Like I was on a grind like last year, just interviewing. Like I interviewed like at least 2 to 3 people for like I want to say 8 or 9 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
And like through that, like I gained so many like connections and stuff. And I'm always like appreciative of like people that like did the podcast or like did interviews with me, because they didn't have to. Like I'm still like relatively like a pretty small like YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? So I always make sure I stay tapped in with like people as I can, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely important.
I think that's a big mindset to have, is just like, is you want to put other people on as well. It's like, if you have the opportunity and it's an hour out of your time and you can do something, we're all a team. We're all a community that can grow and expand together. And that the more connections and networking that you make and make small sacrifices to help other people, that's a great way to create these placements, get ahead, be special in someone's mind when they need something or they want something. I'm a them. I know I can help them with this. Start linking you, connecting you when you've taken those risks. Time is money. It is. So
facts, definitely, definitely. So what's like the Velvet Room Studio? Talk a little about that. Like, how did that?
That's where I'm at right now. It's a studio in Koreatown that about a year and a half ago, me and 2 or 3 other business partners kind of decided to really lock in this location that we liked. It's the biggest room in this building, and we saw the location like, this is going to take some work. It's completely empty. It's going to take a big remodel, but we got to it. Redid the floor plan, did a booth build. Let's see if I can pick up this webcam a little bit.
It's all from scratch, huh?
All from scratch, yeah. Big old projector screen. The booth is right here. Mic right in there. The booth. That looks crazy.
Okay. Looks crazy. Like a vibe for real. Okay.
Right. Got the nice heads. Good TL1B. Yeah, it's cool in here. I really like the vibe. Big. 900 square feet. You can fit usually about 20-ish people in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's dope. How'd you like even find that like building? Like
I knew a couple people that were in this building, and I did some sessions here, and kind of like, I don't know, as you do, I just like to like look at locations. I've been thinking about it for a while and did some sessions here. I was like, this is actually kind of fun. I like this location. Yeah, you can be nice and loud. It's a very creative space, so there's no type of noise permit, anything like that. And knew that there's art studios in here, so artists are going to be in and out the building. And Yeah, so I came and checked it out and sent it. And about a year and a half later, here we are. And it's been busy. This last month, we were at 78% booking for hours throughout the month. Yeah, it's been a lot. Today, what time? It's in just under 2 hours, we got another 8 hour coming in for the night. It's been cool. It's been really cool. It's been very, very consistent.
How much?
It's my baby. I spent a lot of time in this. Blood, sweat, and tears building this thing, man, for real.
How long did it take to like completely build everything?
It was in the middle of COVID, so a lot of the shipping and this processing and waiting for stuff became really. It kind of stretched on. Shipping. All of a sudden, something that's supposed to take 2 weeks took 6 months, and we're just kind of stuck in some spots waiting. One of the main people that I was building stuff with broke his arm in a car accident. So he was like the main construction person that we were really doing stuff with. So there's a lot of kind of hazards and unforeseen things that you can't foresee these things, but it's a good learning process. And you understand that when you do undertake something like this, it's not easy. It's nothing's going to happen just like you think it's going to.
Yeah.
It probably took about 8 months to get up, and then another 4-ish months to get everything polished.
Okay.
And so about a year-ish, which felt like a very long time. Felt like a really long time building it. But it's been cool. It's been really cool.
Okay. How much do you charge like per session, like an hour?
So it's $40 an hour with no engineer in here, and then we have some block deals for 6 and 12 hours, and then I charge an engineering rate on top of that. So the studio and engineering are 2 different things.
Okay. I might pull up one of these days. You know what I'm saying?
Say that. You might get something off a little podcast special. We can run something here.
Let's get it. Shit. What else did I have to ask? I'm trying to think. Oh, what are some of your favorite DAWs to use?
Only one. Pro Tools is king.
Pro Tools. Why does I feel like I even talked to what's his name? I talked to Irko about it. He was like, "Yo, Pro Tools is like the go-to. Like everyone has to have Pro Tools." I'm like, but people some people use Logic, some people I don't know.
I mean, in my mind, and I think it's really just what you're doing. There's specific for each kind of role in the studio. If you're doing production, Pro Tools, you can do it, but I would not suggest it. That's a Logic, Ableton, FL. That's one of those. And then recording and editing, Pro Tools is just undefeated, and it's in every studio. It's a language, a universal language in a studio. It can be done in Logic, it can be done in Ableton, it can be done in all of these different DAWs, but there's a language, and when you're sending sessions to sessions, you can't be sending Ableton sessions to an engineer. It needs to be a Pro Tools session. That's what it gets mixed in. It is what it is, and that's and was able to read the manual front to back a couple of times. So you just get really good with a DAW, and you just don't deviate. It's just you become your blood, but just everything's muscle memory to the point where. And I think if you're using 3 or 4 different DAWs, oh yeah, I use this for this for this. Why? It's just diluting your brain. Get good at one thing, be a master.
Facts. Shoot. Can
I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah. Tell me about the podcast a little bit more. How long have you been doing this? Tell me a little bit about you and everything.
Oh man. So I started this podcast with my boy DK. I think last year, I want to say April. We had started on the old channel, and we it was like an old channel that had 1,000 subs on it, but they were dead subs. So we just decided to start all over again. So we basically started in April, and then since then we've just been interviewing artists, engineers, A&Rs, music video directors, just anyone in music really. And we social commentary here and there, at least lately. I do that, and then I do maybe some podcasts here and there, but it's been mostly the interviews that kind of carry the channel really. It's mostly, honestly, it's just mostly just for networking. I feel like just doing the podcast for a year, it's helped me so much, and I do too, so definitely it's helped.
it's cool because get to see the back end of like different sides of the industry that you don't always get to know people's perspective. It allows you to like move correctly when you interact with different professions. So smart. I think it's smart.
Yeah, definitely. Like I got so much game from Irko, like Nicholas, like October even. October put me on like a lot of different people, a lot of different perspectives. So it's really good to just network and meet new people. I'm really like a social person, so it's not really hard for me to, do this. So
Well, and I appreciate your flexibility. I know that you had a little bit, had a
yeah,
couple,
yeah.
but that goes a long ways too, though. I mean, that's professional, so I appreciate that for real.
What was I gonna say? Oh, who are your top five like producer slash engineers like of all time?
It's a good question. There's a lot that I think have been really influential. But then it's also like what do you personally resonate with? I think Jason Joshua's got to be in that conversation for sure.
Okay.
I think there's just the amount of work that he's done. I think Neil Hogue again is one of those legendary engineers. I don't know. There's some weird history. I like Glenn Johns is an older engineer that I've read his autobiography, and I just seeing the progression. He's like from like the Beatles era, like, and just seeing the progression is really important. Sylvia Massey, I think, is one of the more influential engineers, bringing female engineering to light. She's incredible. She did a lot of rock metal stuff and had these instruments running through pickles and cheese to get a different tone and stuff like that. I think is just so. Yeah, but I think it's so cool because there's no rules to this, and like to see her do that, and she went to a couple of seminars to talk to her. She's awesome. She's actually has a studio in my hometown, Ashland. I was able to link with her. She's awesome. She's awesome, and being able to just like push boundaries, sonic boundaries, I think are awesome. Like 100 gex type producers where they're creating hyper pop with so much saturation that just sounds broken.
Yeah.
Dope. Keep doing it. Let's say fuck it. Break the rules. It sounds awesome. Like this is where we're at in music, where you can just push stuff to the limit, and I really like that. I think some of these new producers, some of like the Dom Corleone producers, where some of the 808s, things don't necessarily sound correct, but the vibe is there. It's dope. I mean, and I think that's as we move forward in music, that's what's going to separate people. Is like getting correct, clean mixes is great, and that's what you got to do. But like sonically putting yourself in a different place. Like look at Yeet sound. Like you hear that and you know exactly what it is. You hear the L's, you know exactly that is. You know what it is, and that it's some of the stuff that he's doing isn't necessarily correct. There's shit that's out of key, but it sounds fucking dope. It sounds awesome, and I think that's kind of one of my biggest influences right now. Just like trying to just stay outside of that box. And just constantly listen and absorb and hear different stuff that people are doing and be able to apply it to your own mixes and be able to like say, fuck it, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do shit that you are not supposed to do right now, but I know that I can because it's gonna sound cool.
Yeah. And that's part of like the creative part of making music in general, just trying to pick out certain things in music that you like and kind of making it your own, you know what I'm saying? So definitely. What do you think about Mike Dean?
Go. Yeah, some of these engineers, it's like what he's done for the hip hop community is absolutely incredible, and more than hip hop too, his own personal music too, the new analog synth stuff that he did, the 420 album. It's like, it's cool to see as these engineers get to these absolute goated status that they're able to venture into their own personal endeavors. And that gives me a lot of, like he's devoted his whole life into this, and now he's able to create his own music, do stuff on tour, and he's getting the love, getting the support that he should and he deserves 100,000%. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see that kind of the progression, because at some point these go-to engineers won't be here anymore. They'll be out of they're going to be out of the game, and it's going to be people, the young people, to kind of step up into that and see how they've done this, how they've moved. And some of these engineers are so goated. It's crazy. I mean, the stuff that they've been able to. You look at the credits and the consistency over 20 years is just. You got nothing to say but respect to it.
Yeah, like Mike Dean, Scott Storch, all them, they're definitely good.
Something like the 90s to like early, like kind of like late nowish. There's been a couple that have just been able to like stay on top, and it's just Well, it's cool.
Facts. What's your thought on this AI music phenomenon? You know what I'm saying?
Man, this shit's gonna change the game. I think that there's ways to stay ahead of it. I don't think it'll ever fully be able to replace what the human aspect is. I don't think it ever fully will, but I think it's entertaining right now. I think it's really entertaining being able to hear the mimicked voices. Makes me a little worried for some things in mixing, because
definitely.
I've been talking to this one guy who does some coding for Google, and we have a project for some stuff. I don't want to talk too much about it, but everything is pretty possible with AI. And it's just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if there's going to be laws or limitations or regulations to prevent.
Yeah.
In every industry, it's not just music. In every industry, the unemployment is going to be a crazy thing. If everything can just be done for basically free, just ad revenue, what's going to happen? I think
I saw what Timbaland was doing with the Biggie AI stuff, and I was like, I understand what he's trying to do. Like, I understand the intent, but it's like, I mean, you're basically like, that's someoe's intellectual property at the end of the day. It's like their voice,
So you're bringing people back from the dead, in a way, and they didn't approve it. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me. It's technology, and it's basically, I guess it's just ones and zeros at the end of the day, but still, it's weird. Yeah. I think that you have to be able to use AI though to your advantage in today's world. There's a lot of ways to implement it in daily life, and if you're not doing that, you're going to get left behind. You don't have to hire.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, and you just got to find the right ways to use it in your own life, and hopefully it doesn't go too far.
Hope for the best, bro. I don't know. Looking kind of crazy. I saw a whole album being made, like a Drake AI album being made. I'm like, yikes. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty good. That's the kind of the crazy part. You listen to slaps.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess my last question would be, where do you just see yourself just not career wise with the music, but just in life? Where do you see yourself 2 to 3 years from now?
I've already kind of started the plan. The next phase is there's about 3 or 4 locations throughout the West Coast that I'm going to be securing from more studios. That's really kind of the next step, is to be more of a studio owner and be able to have these different locations that I'm able to oversee and book, and be able to have different engineers and be able to focus really on mixing. The recording sessions are awesome, but mixing is what I enjoy. That's what I'm the best at, and that's what's going to happen. Is there's I don't want to say too much, but up and down the West Coast is where I'm looking at some locations.
Okay.
And yeah, I see that there's motion already. The ball is already rolling in a lot of these, and yeah, just continue to get more property, more locations, and be able to kind of offer good studio experiences to people that maybe haven't had them before. That's one of my favorite things about Velvet, is it's an affordable rate. It's a fair rate for anybody to come in and get professional gear, a great vibe in here, and professionalism, which is, I don't know, LA's tough with that. I've been to a lot of studios where I was not happy.
Oh, really?
I'm walking out of there texting people, the owner, bro, what is this? Nothing worked. This gear is shit. The room sounds terrible. Why is everything dirty? I just don't like any of this. And they're charging a lot of money. So I'm like, I can do that. I can change. That's really what I want to do, is kind of change some of the recording experience for people that haven't really been able to have that at an affordable rate. Independent artistry is really important to me. It's seeing independent artists that don't have label funds. They're not able to spend $1,500 for the lockout day, be able to experience what it's like, and be able maybe to be put on and be able to really be an artist. It's rare these days. I mean, studios are expensive when there's no kidding to that. So the independent artist is really important to me. I really want to be able to provide for that middle person, because I get it. I work with a lot of people that don't have all this success and funds yet, but the talent is there, the drive is there, the passion is there. Isn't that what music is about? It shouldn't just be I'm gonna make so much money off of this. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's really what I do. I'm trying to really provide out and get these new locations of my hometown in Oregon. I really want to get a studio. I've been talking about that for a minute. Yeah, there's out in Denver. There's some locations. LA. There's just so much happening that it's gonna be busy next couple of years.
Okay. I hope everything goes well for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll
Thank
be checking you out. You know what I'm saying? So
Stay tapped in with me, bro. We'll stay in contact.
definitely, bro. Shit. Let the people know where to find you. Instagram,
Man,
Twitter, all that, bro.
Instagram, TikTok are my main ones, I guess. I don't really. I'm trying to make more content. I'm getting back at it. I was good with content for a while. At Hefe.Mixed.It, Hefe Hefe.Mixed.It. Yeah, Hefe.Mixed.It. That's pretty straightforward. We're trying to get back with this content. That should help me a lot. Get 500,000 views on some stuff, and I just stopped. I don't know. I just got busy.
What were you making content on? Like just how to do?
I was doing before and after the mixes. No mix, transition, final mix. And they're not even hard videos. I just got busy, and I'm at this point I can't even take more new clients right now. I got to change some rates or something. But they worked well. They worked really well, and you just stay consistent with the videos. Find a niche, find something that people like, and just post. That's been probably one of the most consistent ways of how I've gotten clients is through TikTok, just before and afters.
Really? Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it works well.
Shit. Great having you on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate
you taking the time. I know we had to reschedule a couple of times, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh man. All love. We'll talk soon, man. Wish you nothing but success.
Thank you. I appreciate it, bro. No doubt. All right. Stay safe.
You too.